under the name of Space, Time and Soundscape, a dialogue between Japan and Georgia. I'm gonna lead the dialogue today, and I want to briefly introduce the idea of Ma and our speakers today. So, Ma originally took place in 1978. Ideas and values in architecture and visual culture, and so the main goal was to create a cutting-edge technology which would influence later lots of different cultures and communities. Initially, Ma took place 3 times. Now, for now, the festival is held in Iran, in 2 cities, Tabriz and Tehran. And after that, we hope that we're going to have the opportunity to transfer the whole festival into Tbilisi. So today we're going to discuss some matters which are connected with the idea of the festival, and we're going to have like 4 speakers. First of all, I wanted to introduce you Richie Miyake. Richie Miyake will speak about the idea of the Ma in Japanese culture, and then the interpretations of by Isozaki and the philosophy and art behind the festival. And then we're gonna have another speaker, also Toshi Tsutsidori, musician and music historian. We're gonna have also 2 more speakers, like Kosuke Matsubara. He's going to mainly talk about the idea of the Silk Road and its urban development in Syria, but also in Iran.
And I'm an architecture historian. For this event, I have been working with Arata Isozaki, especially for conceiving the Ma exhibition on the Silk Road. This is a very special version of the Ma concept. You may see the slides, there is a logo. This logo was specially made for Iran, not for Georgia. We have to make another one, but it's not yet. We are on the way. Yeah. But so Ma, it's that's coming from the Japanese or Chinese character of the words, which means in between. And the A and B is overlapping, or this is quite vague, or it is gradually changing or something like that. And that's like Utsuho Monogatari or Taketori Monogatari. The first Utsuho Monogatari is a story about the music. One prince who was dispatched to China from Japan, but on the way he was wrecked and found in Persia by chance. And he learned the special secret music in Persia and returned back after 20 years. And this secret music, like we have a secret musician like here, is very influential in the Japanese aristocratic society. And the tale of Taketori is the princess of the moon, who by chance was found in a bamboo tree, and the trunk is bamboo, the small princess. But finally she was dispatched from the moon. And he's superior to the human beings. Each space has a thematics. Like a Utsuroi or Hale or Himorogi or something like that, using ancient Japanese terminology. Road or wood, ski is extraordinary, yami is abyss or darkness, Himorogi is a temporary sacred space, Hashi is a bridge or connecting. Ski, literally speaking, it is like or love or something that in the true sense of the word is more extraordinary, beyond the normal things. And the tea house started, or a ceremony of tea in Japan started in such a gift. Or just for the thematics of the yami or darkness, so we have invited working in this exhibition. And Hashi Bridge is, we have a very legendary Japanese designer Shiro Kuramata, who passed away in early ages. And he made a very special conceptual design, interior design or furniture design. And Sabi is Takamatsu Jiro. He's a very leading Japanese, very young. Japanese Buddhism, they have also the same type of ritual. So they made a kind of a very sacred music on the stages here. The exhibition was very satisfying. And you may see the team. So in the center was another Izudaki. He's 40-something. And can you recognize me? The last line. I was still at the age of 20s. So, and all the Japanese are very young, still 30. By chance, I lived in France, so I was asked by Arata to work together. And Toshi. And Toshi is also, he was in Paris. He was a performer at the time. And because Arata, when he was young, at the age of 20s, he frequented to that area.
And Miyake said, first Ma exhibition in Paris, 1978. That time I participated with this. But I worked with Peter already there in Paris. And we made a story, a Persian story, called Conference of Birds. So I make music for that. But Miyake group came to Paris, and then my friend dancer Min Tanaka was first arrived in Paris. So I helped with music for him. That's why I participate. And then I come back.
The fact excavated recently. And also the lower part is more conceptual, which is unfortunately destroyed by Taliban. And we just discussing with Tarata, just we've been creating a new terminology. For instance, hashi, for instance, it's a bridge, or hashi is connecting. If we connect vertically, that becomes hashira. If we invert, it's a october, that becomes hashiko. Or it's and Iran. And then he got a big
From Roman age to Islamic age, like this. In Roman age, that means Hellenistic era, there is a street, huge road, and besides, there are pedestrians participated to this Professor Miyake's project. This is my friend and counterpart, Syrian counterpart of Ministry of Local Administration. Anyway, I'd like to talk just a little bit about Syrian cities. You can see this is the process of 19 to 2012. That means before the Civil War. I also became a member of the MA project led by Professor Miyake from some years ago. I visited sometimes to Tabriz and Tehran in Iran. I'm teaching in Tsukuba University. This university is also famous for Isozaki Arata's work. This is one.
So I was playing this with Sunset, from Sunset. continent, not island, continent of the whole. That period, in Japanese side, the Stone Age. So I was born, very special stone place. Armenia is Georgia, many stone, I know that, but not sound. Only you hear the silence of the stone, very important. But I was born place is ringing stone, very special. Peter and Iranian mythology of the Conference of Birth. Then after I made long mythology of India called Mahabharata. It's a very famous religious Hindu story. We play a 9 hours play, 9 hour theaters. But Peter
Stories has taken root in ancient Japanese culture. Ma is today, I'd like to introduce the concept of Ma in the ancient and medieval Japanese culture. Please look at the only one word or another word I can remember. I forgot for every grammar and vocabulary of Georgian language. And adding to that, just 20 years ago or 30 years ago, I studied Georgian language and Armenian language so little to make a small lecture in Tbilisi. Professor Matsubara and I just arrived to Tbilisi yesterday, and for both of us, this is the first time to visit your respectable country. And I'm afraid I rarely speak in English, so my English is getting worse and worse every year. So, do you get my English? Okay? Thank you very much. My theme is Ma in Japanese cultural context.
More smaller, because in the Islamic age, the most important is commercial activity of persons who is Islamist, who is Muslim, and they are, what important for them is to activate their commercial activity. So that's why technology, lack of stones, this kind of street composition became changed, and they put some walls along the pillars, between the pillars. They make walls and make this kind of.
And our very academic presentations in next year, and I think that the field of architecture will be full of nice our colleagues' presentations too. So it will be kind of the multimedia or cross-media conference by Zoom, so in that crazy COVID period. But anyway, it will be kind of the answer of
This is not one of them, but the first image we have of Tbilisi, which was drawn by famous traveler Jean Chardin's accompanying artist, Monsieur Grelot. And here you can see the old city, here, in the foreground, and everywhere you can see old city, and dates back to 1671. This is next image we have. This is 1701, and botanist, French botanist, as you know, 321, 37. There are different dates, but 4th century we received Christianity. also probably important is for general knowledge. Introduce you to our city. I need just 2-3 minutes to be accustomed to the English language, and I hope I will be more fluent later. So, you know how old Tbilisi is.
I think this combination is first one.
Oh, really?
I don't think that piece has happened before. There's a new
안젤라스. Next song is in Japanese, because Japan has a hidden Christianity history of hidden Christianity for 250 years after the prohibition of Christianity in Japan. And in Nagasaki, in Japan, we have some Christian songs that I learned from 100-year-old woman. It's a very beautiful song. It's for the Santa Maria. What 眠らず開かず慎みて愛の微笑み漏らさずに御母マリアに祈りましょう御母マリアに祈りましょう
It's a reharmonization of
ほとんどいない。
Everything in my head, and it was so very interesting headline because really I think what can I do for this conference for my kind of I don't know a lot of kind of art or culture in our country.